Yeah, inspiration ain't required. I go hard in the pain even when I'm tired. Cause tomorrow ain't promised. I give my all, ain't nothing left. No tomorrow ain't promised. There's no tomorrow, no tomorrow, no.
Hey yo, it is time to go once again hard in the paint. When we talk about hard in the paint, we're talking elbows, drop step, no euros, no flotation devices, no jumpers, no threes, nothing but dunks on your head. Hard in the paint, y'all know who I am. I go by the name of Yells. You spent time with me here. I'm a little animated today. It's a day, man. It's a day. And that's what the title is, a day for the ages. And there's a few reasons why it's a day for the ages. First of all, let's get the shout outs in here because we got people like Coach Simpson in the building. We got Mr. Honcho, new to the world here, Jabari Banks in the building. We got Justin Zangalang in the building. B-Ron Stradamus is back. Quincy Appia. I think I saw Coach Drayton in here as well. Good to see all y'all in here, man. Much love. Appreciate y'all taking time out on a Monday to spend it here with us in the paint. But it's also special because I got a special guest today. I am the real. There's a lot of imitators. There's just one imitator. There's one person that's going by this specific name. Maybe he was around first. Maybe he coached national championship after national championship. Maybe he's gotten it done on the SimWorld U level. But you know what he's not? He's not the original. He's not. Maybe he's older. Maybe he's much older. But there's only one in my heart, in my mind. Only one, Coach K. We got the real Coach K in the building. Coach Tomas Kusa from SimWorld Prep calling in all the way from make sure he corrects me, but I know he's calling from the Netherlands, kind of the man, I don't know what you call it other than Netherlands area, the SimWorld Atlantis. Clear everything up for us. Let us know what time it is. You're checking in. Coach Tomas Kusa. Say hello to the people, man, and clear up all the miscommunication and the improper direction I just gave.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here. Obviously calling in from Europe. We play. Last year when we still had home games, we played in London, in the UK at SV Atlantis, and happy to be here. If there's something in common with me and Coach K, it's that we've got unpronounceable surnames for Americans. So going on.
Funny story. I remember when I reached out to Coach K. As really he was a connection I reached out to about him being a part of SimWorld Prep and the entire experience. And I kept swapping his vowels in his first and last name, and he promptly and gladly corrected me. And I'm glad that you did, man. Getting people's names right is so important to me. So thank you, sir, for that, because the vowels, the O and the U, they threw me off. It's also why it's very important that I get Justin Zangalang's name correct. Anyway, all right, Coach K, it's all about you here, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining. What time is it over there, man?
It is just over 1 a.m. from calling, so it's Tuesday for me.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. That man is he is dedicated to the game. We respect it, man. One thing that we really respect is how you get things done, man. You're one of the most respected coaches in all of SimWorld Prep. Granted, SimWorld Prep's only been around for a short time, quickly making its name and its rounds around the globe for being the preeminent prep league on the planet. 52 wins, only 37 losses, third all-time in SimWorld Prep wins. Coaching percentage, win percentage of 58, just under 60% of your wins. You got some big upsets behind you, and you have one of the most cohesive and talented teams, and you get to coach a guy by the name of Bjarne Janssen. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. Bjarne, what is it like coaching a talent like that, and just what do you think his ceiling truly is?
Someone like Arnie makes it easy. Like you can just give him the ball and he'll do stuff with it. Yeah, they actually struggle a bit at the start of last season with him. We couldn't get him going because he is a guy that loves the ball in his hand. We needed to find the right matchups for him back then, and from that he just bursted, like no stopping him after that. Like we can't stop him. We can't even slow him down. So yeah, I mean he's the type of player that he's got everything in his game, and if he just keeps refining those things, he can be like, I don't want to say this, but like he can be one of the top in the whole world because he's so like he's got everything.
Do you see him like a Luka type ceiling? And I know he still plays for you, but do you see that type of potential for him, or is it just a different kind of game? I know I have my thoughts, but you get to coach him every day.
Yeah, I think Luka is probably the closest. I mean, I hate like as often the European guys get compared to European guys, but big like Luka is probably still the best comparison there. Is quite similar in size, similar in play style as well. So I think that's the comparison for him.
For sure. Okay. SimWorld Atlantis, at one point in time, their region, I know you're recruiting from England, you're recruiting from Greenland, Finland. You got guys from all over. I think I was trying to look at your roster just before the game, and I mean, let's see here. You got Zeke LaFleur, he's from France. You got Bjarni. I mean, we forget Bjarni's from Iceland. The kid is from Iceland. You have quite a few guys on there bringing eyes to the Northern Atlantic game of basketball. How much talent is over there, but the respect level that your region gets, man, or the lack thereof. Go ahead and talk about it, man. Get off your chest. It's hard to paint. This is not a place where we play nice. We say what it is. And if it is nice, then just be nice. But how do you feel about the lack of respect that at one time came out of the region? You're really helping. You and your team are really helping to put the spotlight on the game of basketball over there, though. But go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for those kind words about that. But yeah, it is a very difficult situation. We recruit from areas where basketball is not the biggest sport. Like, for example, in England, where we are so low down on the list. Like, you've got football, like European football, soccer for you. We've
Real
got
football, right?
cricket, like all these kinds. Yeah, exactly. All these kinds of things that are big sports in these countries, like not the countries that we recruit from mainly. Basketball is not the top sport, and that makes it very difficult to find funding for our team, to find players for our team. But it's just something that you have to deal with. You have to try and grow the game through the game. Like, you can't just be like, why isn't it bigger? We need to be good. We need to show people that we can do this. Like, players from our region can do this. I mean, we've got plenty of examples. I think some of the one of the first, I can't remember his name, one of the first players to make the SWBA international players was from Iceland. There's many British players like OG Anunoby, for example, at the moment that are good. I mean, Finland, my native country, we have a former All-Star in Lauri Markkanen, so
Yeah.
it's step by step, and we are on the up, but it's still a long way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, talking about that, I think you hit on it for a minute. We have a few coaches that tune into our show. And for those who are not, and may tune in later and watch it back like a sucker, because this is an interactive show and you're supposed to be tuned in live. But nevertheless, for those coaches and kids, whoever wants to get into the game, the region that you're primarily working with, the prep budgets are not through the roof. It's not the SWBA, it's not college, where these programs where you have tons of money to work with, tons of EMs to work with. But what would you say? Again, obviously we know your experience, or at least we can say it's got to be tough recruiting out of your region and even within your region. But for those stateside guys who struggle to recruit or are not on the recruiting trail, what would you say is most important? And or even if you want to throw a little shade and say, hey man, you guys are lucky. Look at the pool you have to work with, and some of us international cats, we got to really get it done. What would you say to them about how they need to go about their recruiting, or just any tips that you would have?
I mean, I say that all the time to the guys I talk with about recruiting. Like, they've got a choice. They can look at different players, how they fit their play styles. Whereas my philosophy has been, I have certain guys that I need to get on the team to make a team. Like, we simply don't have the width of the talent pool here, and then I need to make my play style fit that roster that I do get. So that's a very different coaching mindset as well to have. I think for the coaches stateside, like, you've got so much. Just look through the tape, find the guys that fit you, talk to the players, try to help them go through, and please don't come for my guys.
What I like that you said there is one of the things that you do. I'm not sure if everyone takes that approach or if they even have to, but I think you've done an excellent job of bringing in guys and then molding your coaching style, molding what you need to do on the court to your players, as opposed to forcing players that may or may not be able to play a particular kind of game, trying to force them into doing what you do. So kudos to you, Coach K. Another thing that's been a topic in SimWorld Prep, which I'm sure you, with a 2-month layoff that you guys have had in between tournaments, we know SimWorld Prep's talked about changing things up next season, and there's going to be more continuity to the tournament schedule and whatnot. But what's it like, and how do you keep your team engaged? Whatever you want to tell us, if you want to get it off your chest and just really just throw a bunch of curse words out there, go for it. This is the place to do it. But having a 2-month layoff and how you manage that with your kids and your team and just yourself, how do you go about that, man?
I mean, it's extremely difficult just to keep the kids engaged, and sometimes even keeping myself engaged. I think my approach has been that I do cut some slack on that. I know that's not something that not every coach does. That's my approach to it. Like, we can't just expect everyone to be there every single night when you have 2.5 months between games. It gets on your nerves a lot, and I am happy that the league is already looking at it. Like, it just can't be like this going forward. I don't know if it is making more tournaments or adding more teams to tournaments we already have. I mean, if I could do, I'd like it. I do think the Saturday games are an excellent thing. Like, you've got one place, everyone who's there plays. I just think that tournaments need to be expanded on. I do not personally, because of travel and all that, like time difference stuff, I don't think that adding more or like midweek tournaments would be the best option. I do like the 1 week a tournament on Saturdays approach, but that's just my personal opinion on that.
For sure. Okay. All right. Well, look. Last question for you before we move on to the next segment. I'm gonna do something a little different. Get our guys to help them get their questions loaded up, because you know what's coming up after this is gonna be the Meet Me at the Rim segment. And really, I'm gonna let Coach K get most of these off. We can get some rapid fire answers in there. So start getting your questions ready, because as soon as we switch to that segment, I don't have to do this weird 30-second pause while you guys think about what statements you want to bring to the table. So before we get to that, while you guys think about that, Coach K, my last most important question. You're one of the best in SimWorld Prep. I've heard in some circles that SimWorld U, Minnesota. I've heard Iowa State, and I've heard Seton Hall have interest in possibly bringing you in. Have you heard from them? Do you have any interest, or is your love for SimWorld Prep and refining your kids and your skill at the forefront?
I haven't had any approach from them yet. It's nice to hear my name circled around those programs. I think especially Minnesota, from what I would like as a place to live, it quite resembles Finland, where I'm from.
Does it not?
That would
How so?
help a lot. Yeah, just climate, and there's apparently Minnesota has the biggest Finnish American population of the state, so like it would probably help with. But in terms of thinking about the future, I've thought about it. I don't have a definite answer for those programs yet. I mean, if they approach me, we can always talk. We can always consider things. But currently, I'm very happy in Europe. I mean, of course, recruiting is a challenge, but it gives a completely different challenge in terms of coaching and just being near home, people I know. I mean, even coming to England from the States. I mean, I did coach at St. Louis, that's beyond the arc currently, for 2 seasons, I think. And big reason was to come back to Europe and closer to home. I mean, here in England, I used to, my own university studies were here, so it's a familiar country in terms of that as well. So I'm very happy here. I'm not in a rush, but if the right opportunity comes, I might look at it.
Okay. All right. Well, look, it is time. It is time for Meet Me at the Rim. This is the segment where a statement is made, Coach K, and either you're going to agree with it. If you agree with it emphatically, you're going to say, hey, dunk that shit, or I'm going to dunk it, or hard to paint, or head top, or whatever the code names are for a powerful throwdown dunk in your area, right? If you don't agree with it emphatically, it's a block party. Get it out of here. Get that shit out of here. We curse. So this is our crazy show. This is our free show. Get it out. Whatever you would say if you block someone's shot, right? So I think I'm gonna get it jumped off here. I'm gonna make a statement because I want to give everybody else some time. I'm gonna make a statement. I want to see where you stand with it. You ready?
Yep.
All right. You knew something that everybody else did not know when it came to Tyson Simpson. Head top or block party?
I'm blocking that. I mean, if somebody didn't know about Tyson Simpson, then they didn't pay attention at round zero. I mean, Tyson Simpson was a dominant force. I mean, he needed a place to go, and we offered him. And you said that was another example of us taking a player and changing our whole play style to fit that player. I mean, round zero we had Glory Tate, David Duffy, Senso Ferdinand Harris, like very different style of play to fit those guys. But when we got Tyson, we changed to help him go forward because he was the top dog.
All right, staying with that theme, we got Coach Dre Pope here. It looks like he's got a couple of them around here. Staying with that theme, not my question. Head top or block party? Between Tyson Simpson and Yarny Janssen. Matter of fact, he had to restate it because it had to be a statement. Tyson Simpson is the best player that you've ever coached.
Oh, that's a difficult one. Coach Pope put me on the spot.
Oh, you got 5 seconds, or this goes to technical foul.
Between.
Is Tyson Simpson the best player you've ever coached?
I'm gonna say, I'll block it. I'd say Bjarni is a little because he his own shot from the outside, from the inside. I mean, Tyson was very dominant in the inside. There was no stopping him there. But Bjorn is more well-rounded. He gets others involved as well. And I don't want to forget Glory Tate from Ground Zero. I mean, he was an amazing player who was doing things at SVU this year.
Yeah, he's going crazy too. At times, he's outshining Jamison Johnson. Good answer. I'll go ahead and I'll go on record and say, my opinion. I know you're the coach, but I agree. Bjarni, we saw Tyson Simpson. You could double, triple, quadruple team him. We saw some crazy stuff happen, and you can take the ball out of his hands at times. It's not like he can put it up for three. I have not seen Bjarni Johnson be able to not impact the game no matter what's going on. You can't stop him from impacting the game. So I'm a big time fan of BJ. Next one here, you got the best. This is Justin Zhang. Zang-a-lang! The best prep player right now would win a game against this season's Syracuse Orange.
Ooh.
They are still winless, Coach. I don't know if you keep up with that or not. I don't know who keeps up with the winless team.
I mean, which team is Coach Drayton coaching? That's the question. Yeah, no, I'm still blocking it. I think just being more experienced, playing at a higher level, you will tend to be better, even though better than the best teams, as a team especially.
All right, fair enough. We keep it going. They got questions for you, man. Coach Dre Pope again wants to know, Snowman, Jalen Snow, you got a chance to be around. You've been around for a minute, man, when I sit here and think about it. You know who these guys are. Jalen Snow is going to lead UCLA to a victory in this week's Game of the Week. And
I'm dunking that.
This is a good time for me to bring up a promo. Let me go ahead and do my thing. This week, Thursday, January 29th. Appreciate that, Coach Draco. Thursday, 9:30 Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in. We got USC Gabe Openville taking on Jalen Snow and UCLA in that matchup. So yeah, you got USC, UCLA at home in that one. Coach K, that is a battle for California. Jalen Snow's bringing it home?
Yeah, I think so. He's one of the top scorers in the whole SVU. He was that already at the prep level. I mean, great scorer, and it's just a more well-rounded team. Jalen has more experience than the stars of USC, so I think they got it.
All right. I got two more I'm going to get in, and then we're going to move on in case someone got some. Coach Simpson had one. It's kind of hard for me to adjust it as a question. Let me see if I can help him out here. He says, he does not get the credit he deserves as a recruiter. This is Coach Simpson from Lone Star Basketball Club. Does not get the credit he deserves as a recruiter. Everyone overblew his Terrell Coleman and Torres leaving and looked over him getting Trey DeRozan and Morbaskis. Is he overlooked and not getting the credit he deserves as a recruiter? He says yes. Head top or block party?
It's a dunk. It's a dunk for me. I mean, it was a rough start. Obviously, I think. I think Coach Simpson will be the first one to admit that the start was rough. He did very well recovering from that. So I do think he's a bit underrated.
He really did. He missed out on quite a few people. Everyone gave him they gave him hell for it. Then the Keon Anthony, which we come to find out there's more to that than meets the eye. He missed out on that one on the withdrawal. Now he's withdrawn from Syracuse as well. And his team is still rocking and rolling. Trey DeRozan's one hell of a player. He picked up a gem there that people missed out on. So I agree. I'm going to go ahead and dunk that. That's a head top for me as well. Here we go. B-Ron has a statement. You would follow Bjarni Johnson to SimWorld U if you were given the opportunity.
I'm blocking that. I'm not going there just because of one player. I mean, it has to be the total package in terms of the situation. I mean, if Utah wants to offer me, it's not a bad option. I'm not saying that. Just because Bjarni is leaving, going to SWU, I'm not leaving just because of that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, smart man. Coach K is a smart man. We're gonna see how smart you are. We got our last segment coming up. Story time with Yells. I'm not sure how long this segment will continue, but we're gonna run that segment at least for today. You want to hang around for that one, Coach K?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're in the building. All right, guys, let's do it. Story time with Yells. Run the graphic, guys, in the back. This story leads to a little something. And it may be a little controversial. I'll let you know. We're going to get a little serious for a second. This is quick. It may be more of a statement than a story, but we'll start with a story. This story starts with a young guy who made every single mistake you can make. When you walk through the story of life, when you talk about getting in trouble with the authorities, not listening to your parents, quitting school early, then going to school to higher education, then leaving that early, then getting in the entertainment business, and then leaving that early, getting into some trouble, getting into the military, leaving that a bit early, getting into consulting game, getting into corporate America, getting into being financially free, getting to the point where you can create something like a SimWorld. Didn't go in depth, but that person we're talking about is me. Guys, I should not be where I am today. Should not be at all. I promise you I made every mistake that can be made. Some of them I got lucky. They just didn't go the other direction. But some of them they were splitting hairs, drop of a dime, where things played out differently. But it also required some things that I had to do and be very strict and regiment on my part to make sure that they didn't not only go a bad direction, but that they were successful. So I am very firm in believing about taking control of your destiny. I'm a very firm believer in a positive energy. I'm a very, very firm believer in your circle, your sphere of influence, and the energy of people as a collective. Why do I say all that? Gentlemen, everyone tuned in, anyone that's going to come back and watch later, it's a momentous day. It is. It is a very important day for everyone. We got MLK Day today. That's not just an American day. That is a day that was about bringing people together. That man had a vision, and it wasn't just his vision. It's the law of the land. It's the law of the universe. Working together for common goal. People being equal. Today's also a controversial day in America, but also around the globe for many. For some, not so much. There was an election, and there was an inauguration today. So what I want to say to everyone is, based on my life experience, what I went through, I won't tell you who to like, I won't tell you who not to like. But what I can tell you is we are capable. You, everyone watching, are capable of so much when we understand what the bigger picture is. We all come together and work together. There's no one man that can stop something. There's no one man that can make something happen. But you can make things happen when you work together with other like-minded people and make sure that you're moving forward. This is a giant step forward for the planet. There's a revolution going on. It doesn't have to do with the election. We have more information in our hands than we will ever have. We have more technology. We have more intelligence. And I always make this statement when I'm talking to people about very, very serious things. And I'm older than many of you may think. And maybe some of y'all already know. Maybe y'all don't think nothing. Y'all like, oh, this dude old head. Here's the time. Here's time. No, Coach K, you can't see it. There's a linear straight line going across that represents time. Over the course of time, here's what's happened to talent, skill, and intelligence. I'm drawing a very steep line that goes up. But our standard of ourselves and each other has gone down. And I'm drawing a very steep line down. We hold ourselves to a higher standard, but also understand that You gotta love everybody the same, man. You have to go after yours and work together. We can all make things happen because this planet, this is about community. That's what this is all about, and that's how you move things forward. Every evolution, revolution, whatever you think's happened from every generation. If you believe in other planets, you believe in this planet being here for a long time. If you believe we've only been here for 22,000 years, there's been lots of things that happen, but every time they happen from a group of people, not people being selfish, think about their own thing. I'll bring that full circle before we get out of here because I've been very serious, soapboxish, and controversial today. Even talking about it, even being able to bring something like this up is controversial, and I think that's a problem in the world today. We should be able to talk about anything. SimWorld is a place that's supposed to be about community. We're not going to bring politics into it. We won't bring religion here. It's the only time you'll ever hear me talk about this, so y'all steer clear of all of that. But what it is supposed to be is about community. It's not just about everybody being here, playing a game, talking crap to everybody, which we want you to do. Competitiveness is real. It's a part of growth. It's part of progression. But this is a community. Be here for one another. Advance yourself, but help uplift somebody else, because the greatest way you grow is by helping somebody else grow. Coach K, I'm going to give you the last word. If you got anything on that, if you want to say, Ronyel, I know it's your show, but shut the hell up and it was all wrong. Or if you want to endorse, or if you just want to say goodbye, I'm going to give you the last word, sir.
I just want to add, you mentioned it MLK Day. Last week in Finland, there was the sports gala where they award sports people with their trophies, and the role model of the year was a runner from Turku, from a migrant family, and he referenced, like, he did this amazing acceptance speech on the stage, and he said 60 years ago there was a pastor who had a dream. I have a dream that sports can help people, and I think that was like the biggest message from that. Like, sports can be that community for everyone. It should be like as a choice for everyone to come to sports, enjoy it, forget all that other stuff for a moment, and just enjoy each other's company and make good.
For sure. Fellowship, good company. If you got something you want to drive it with a group of people. We can get more done together than you can individually. That's it, man. That's how you go hard in the paint. Somebody had to pass Shaq the ball. He didn't just turn around hard in the paint. They had to get him to rock. That's been it, Coach K. I appreciate you joining us today. Best of luck to you and your SimWorld Atlantis. I know you guys got a tournament upcoming. Actually, you guys will be locked in for the, make sure I got my stuff together here, you'll be in attendance for the Canada Flight Tournament at Sandy Shore Sports Complex February 1st. Best of luck to you. Make sure everyone is tuned in once again to the game of the week. Next week coming up between UCLA and USC. I'm sure it'll be a good one. Appreciate everyone for being here. Remember, SimWorld Sports is the only place where you can see the game, be the game.